Coach Kennan was an offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, Saints, Raiders, and Patriots back in the 90s after he won a title with the London Monarchs of the World League. Coach Kennan spent the last 13 years as executive director of the NFL Coaches Association, and while doing that, also schooled many of the game's big-name quarterbacks as they got ready for the NFL draft. Coach Kennan has been busy recruiting as he guides UIW to bigger and better things, but I'm telling you, some of the names he helped prep for the draft are going to blow you away. I'm sure that people at UIW are going to be happy you're working with their quarterbacks because, I mean, like I said, looking at the litany of people that you've worked with, and you told me you were working with Agent Tom Condon and some of the people that he sent you, but the who's who there.
Most of them were high draft picks, going to be high draft picks. Tony Romo wasn't, T.J. Yates wasn't, but Drew Brees we thought would go high, and Eli Manning we thought would be the #1, and Alex Smith and people like that. And I just still feel very privileged to work with athletes. You know, I'm a very good quarterback coach, offensive coach, but they make me look good too. I just happen to work with them, and I had a good system for getting them ready for the draft. Some of them played in the Senior Bowl, then they go to the combine, then there's their workout, and I conducted their personal workout for them and really got to know them on a personal level, and it had a lot of fun.
Well, what did you think about Brees at the time? Because, I mean, you know, to me, this kid, he looked great in high school when we covered him down here. He goes off to Purdue because nobody else wants him. You know, he's 6 feet tall, so I guess that's probably the knock on him. But what a nice career he's had, and obviously probably, you know, one of the best that's ever played the position.
Height has never been a problem for me. You know, some people it is. They don't want a 6-foot quarterback, and it's never been an issue with me. I thought he would be very good because of who he is. He's a tremendous leader. He's a go-for-it kind of guy. He's a very good talent, and so I thought he would be very good. He was the 33rd pick in the draft. I thought he should have gone higher, but because of his height, he didn't.
And wickedly bright, too, on top of it.
Yes, absolutely.
What about Tony Romo? I mean, here's a guy who comes out of a small school, and I don't think anybody knew who he was, even when he was languishing 3rd or 4th on the Cowboys' depth chart, and he's had a nice career, too.
Yeah, he has. It was interesting when we worked with Tony. He was there the same year Byron Leftwich was, and we knew Leftwich was going to be a first-round pick, and Romo probably wasn't. He's a little shorter, and he came from a small school, but we went out one day, and I put a receiver down the field, 42 yards, over near the sideline, because that's how far you throw a go route normally in a game. And I said, drop back 5 steps, hitch step, and throw it to him. And I had the receiver hold his hands up, and Tony hit him right in the hands, 42 yards away. And I said, that's pretty good. So we knew he had some talent. It was a matter of somebody had to take him, and somebody had to nurture him. And there's a lot of people have a lot of opinions about Tony, but he's a tremendously accurate guy, has wonderful mechanics, bright. He could use another receiver or two, but he's fine.
All right, and I got to get you on T.J. Yates, too, because I thought that was interesting what you were telling me earlier about his workout, and it kind of took a lot of people by surprise this year because, quite frankly, nobody knew who he was until he was forced into battle duty here, the 3rd-string quarterback for the Texans.
T.J. Yates started 45 games at North Carolina in over a 4-year period. And in 3 of those years, he had really average to below average receivers to throw to. If you have bad receivers, it's hard to look good as a quarterback. So I thought he was better than a free agent, and he worked extremely hard, had a phenomenal workout at North Carolina University when all the pro scouts were there. He threw 112 passes in about 32 or 3 minutes, and he completed 110 of them. And one of them was dropped, so he was pretty good that day. It was about as good a workout as I've ever seen. And in fact, I saw Mike Mayock, who was doing the broadcast, and I went over and I said, Mike, you got this guy rated way too low. And he said, I see that. And so we thought he would rise, and he did. And I thought he should have been higher than a 5th round, but that'll do for now.
Looking at you guys' schedule, I think, man, Coach, you are a glutton for punishment. You got Sam Houston State, the FCS runner-up. And these guys, they've got just about everybody coming back. I mean, nothing like getting your feet wet against some of the big boys to start, huh?
Yeah, but, you know, it's like I told our guys, I didn't refer to them, but I said, look, we're going to respect everybody, but we're going to fear nobody. We're going to go play, and sometimes we may be overmatched. Sometimes the other team will be overmatched. But eventually we're going to get there because in 3 or 4 years, they're going to be looking at us like people look at Sam Houston because we tremendous resources. We have a new outlook. We have a new coach. We're going Division I. All that helps. Our recruiting class this year will be really good, better than most people will ever know until they start playing. And we're just going to continue to get better and better and better without question.
How much fun is this, though, as a guy coming back now to coaching and having to just, totally entrench yourself in all the things that are going on regarding the football program?
It's absolutely a dream come true for me. I wanted in my career coaching, and I hope to do this for 7 to 10 years, and didn't think it would ever happen. I was involved with the Coaches Association, and I did that because it was the right thing to do. I gave up a really good coaching career to do it because we needed somebody to do it, to fight with the owners and fight for better rights. So when this happened, it was really a dream come true. My wife had asked me maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago, what would you really like to do for the next 10 years if you could pick and choose? I said, I'd like to be the head coach at a 1AA school. And then all of a sudden, sometimes just that fate happens.
Hey, man, good, clean living, that's what that's all about.
That's exactly right.
What about your goals for this year, and what are your expectations?
I have high expectations for our players, and what I told them was we're not going to sit down and say we've got to win 7 games or 5 games or all that stuff. We're going to try to win every game we ought to win. And we're going to look at them and we'll decide, we're as good as those guys. Maybe they're a little better. Maybe we're a little better than these guys. Win all the games you're supposed to win and win a couple of the others, and we'll be fine. When I first got here, I said, guys, we need to up our standards. We need better players than we've been getting, and we need better players than you've got on the list now. Go find some even more better players, because there's really great players, particularly in the state of Texas. And we're gonna sign 2 quarterbacks that I think are really good. And I know what a good quarterback is. I think they're really good. And if I were at Oklahoma or Texas, I think I'd recruit them there. And we're gonna get one for sure. We may get the other one. One of them's got 2 or 3 Division I offers, and the other one doesn't have any. And it's crazy because they're really good. Texas football is the best in the country, and great high school coaching. And so what we've done is committed ourselves to recruiting locally first, San Antonio first in the surrounding area, then go to Houston, then go to Dallas. And there's plenty of players in those cities. We don't need to go any farther than that.
So many cool things about Coach Kennan that I almost forgot along the way. He also picked up a Super Bowl ring as the quarterback's coach of the Oakland Raiders back when they upset the Skins in Super Bowl 18. He tells a real funny story about Matt Millen getting pulled from that game, and while he's cussing out the coach that yanked him, Jack Squirick, his replacement, was busy returning a Joe Theismann pass for a pick-6. And it turned the game for good. Coach Kennan and his UIW Cardinals open the 2012 season at home against Texas College on September 1st. Well, the NFL All-Stars were living it up at the